Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we here. It's been a long time since I checked in on this man right here, the legend in the making, the young one, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you,
How you feeling, G? First of all,
hey man, feeling great, feeling absolutely great, bro.
it's a beautiful morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, this Reckless album.
Have you waking up at this time too? Shit, I'm not used to this.
This is not your hours, right? You used to that Nightcrawler stuff.
Exactly,
See what I
bro.
did? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I've heard the album. Whole squad has heard the album. Town told the album. You shaking the room right now. Shout out to Pop Smoke. Rest in peace. How you feeling just about the album, creating process in general?
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. It took me a damn while. It took me a year. The creative process was amazing because like I went through like inspirations, but also like the complete drought of inspirations.
Yeah,
I feel like every artist could possibly relate. So yeah, man, we just created it finally.
Yeah,
came in together.
Took a lot of work. I know as a fan, I'm a big fan. You know what I'm saying? So you dropped Nightcrawlers in a year, and there was just nothing came out. I know you was in the studio. Now that I heard the album, I could see he was really going ham because I heard your previous project. That's how I got introduced to you, Euphoria, and it was already your first semester on campus. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir.
And it was you made a splash that big, and I was like, "Yo, this guy's got something." And because I always listen to people's mixtapes, give them a chance.
Yeah.
But yours, I could hear the love and the time you put into it. So I was like, and there was a concept there, there's a story throughout the whole thing, and I was like, man, this guy, I gotta support this guy. You know what I'm saying? We friends, right? I'd be a bad friend.
Brothers, man.
I must be a bad friend not to support. And then you came out with Nightcrawlers, I think, a couple months after, 6 months after that. What was the time? I forget the time frame.
Yeah, definitely. I think like I came there and I with zero expectations. I was like making music just out. You know what I'm saying? Just in my room at the basement and all of that stuff.
I gotta love the humility, but come on now. You dropped Nightcrawlers and it surpassed the whole Euphoria. The reason I say that is because I could hear you had put more layers into the music and more effects and brought your voice forward more and it sounded more like a pop record, and you was really going hard. You say you wasn't going hard, but you was going hard for that. You was going for some impact on that.
Oh, definitely.
And, and it blew up. It did great.
Yeah.
Blew up in comparison to at your artist type of time. And that's a new level. So now it kind of made the people's expectations for the album connect to that a new level now, you know what I mean? And that's probably why it took you a year to get to the name. But my question for you is, how was if you can remember that far, how was the creative process of Euphoria versus just Nightcrawlers?
Oh, damn. So like, I think Euphoria, there was no expectations first.
Yeah.
And I had the flexibility of like infinity amount of time to write that. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that it's the right one, to make sure that I'm sitting, you know what I'm saying? Every song makes sense and all that stuff. With Reckless, there was like a little bit of added pressure onto it because it's like, okay, you kind of have to do better than you know what I'm saying? And you can't just be flopping out here.
That's the beauty of being an artist you're dropping your first project. Nas said it best. Your second project is always harder than your first because your first, nobody knows. Nobody's expecting it. So you got infinite time, the element of surprise, you got everything.
Everything.
You drop your second project, now people checking for you. It's like, and let's be honest, your first project did such a big splash. Now everybody's really checking for you. It's like, you know what I mean? I don't know about you, but the squad be looking for you the most.
To be honest, man, I'm grateful to, you know what I'm saying, and I feel blessed to be able to do that, and I didn't expect that, so and then now after that,
first semester, first splash, you got the envy of a lot of artists, my G. I mean, come on, man, like, sheesh. People train their whole life to get a splash like that. But then
shout out to
Nightcrawlers came out, you destroyed Euphoria in terms of like the level of it, of music quality, and then you took a year to do Reckless, and I could see why. I think
it was like because of like COVID and stuff, because like the COVID came in too, so I was like, you know what, I wasn't feeling too inspired about a lot of things. I knew I had the story in my head of how to continue, like, you know what I'm saying, off of Euphoria, but I didn't know how. So like it was so fun to just like to just take a seat, like step back, in a way, and then just enjoy.
Right.
And then he dropped Nightcrawler. Obviously, I dropped Nightcrawlers, and then that did really well. And then shoot, man. After that, I just waited, and then here we are, man.
Yeah.
Fast forward.
Now, before we get to your second single, Reckless, which came out like a year later before the project came out, you're doing something that a lot of artists also don't do as well. You're linking projects. by the storyline. So how does that concept work for you? Because I know that's an extra weight in terms of what you got to think about.
Yeah. See, the funny thing is, bro, like, I don't think, you know, a lot of people nowadays, they don't really like check in for the stories and so on and so forth and all of that stuff. But for me, I wanted to stay true to like the artist that I want to create or what I want to be. So like, I instantly was like, no, bro, like I have to have some type of story behind it so that like people could actually like, you know, that for that one person that's deeply listening and that it actually helps.
It brings another dimension.
I was like, yeah, you know, and for the ones that are actually just hype songs as well, like, or just listening to it just because of the melodies, they could do the same too.
So that like, takes, I can't stress that enough because that takes a level of, you know, it's got to be marketable as music, as singles. Then it's got to be marketable as an album. And then the albums have to be marketable storyline to each other. That's like 3 levels of difficulty right there. So you really are doing a thing out here. I don't want to stress that enough. So Reckless came out. And I will say, comparison to singles, Nightcrawlers and Reckless, you even stepped your game up a little bit more with Reckless. It was so dynamic. You had drops and pitch changes, and you really showed us, because of that year gap, that you wasn't playing around. So give me the difference between Nightcrawlers and Reckless creative process.
Ooh, so Nightcrawlers was pre-COVID and everything. See what I'm saying? So, and also I was very inspired by like, I mean, I'm generally even inspired by The Weeknd and like Michael Jackson and all of those people. But this time it was really big because it's like, you know, it was After Hours came out as well, and I was listening to a lot of like old, really like 80s songs. So I was like, bro, I really want to make something like that.
Gotcha.
So for that, that's the inspiration behind that. But for Reckless, I just wanted to make something fun. I just wanted something, you know what I'm saying, like a really good story, but like, you know what I'm saying,
something that hits hard, right?
You know?
And that's the point. It's supposed to be fun.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think you would accomplish that. Like Reckless, you know, I had to send that off to people. I was like, that's seriously, because it's as a standalone. If people did not want to get the album, I think every artist does this when you have a project wise. You gotta have one song that could summarize the whole thing. Nightcrawlers could summarize Reckless, but Reckless does a better job.
For sure.
That was the one, the second single. So yeah, he did that, and then Reckless came out, and you know,
Reckless, finally, bro.
We dropped it. Huge promotion budget, huge rollout. And it's a lot of work, but here we are sitting. And you know, I want to tell the people 100,000 streams, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? That,
we fucking did, bro.
It's almost like I gotta put my feet up, you know, take vacation. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm part of your team too. I know, like, for the people in the background who haven't heard from me before, you know, I'm a big fan. Like I said, we know each other, go to the same university. I couldn't miss out the opportunity to help my boys out. So, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people out here.
Nah, but really props to you, man. Props to you for throughout this, bro.
And the 4th level of difficulty I got to express is features, including features into a story like this. So you're obviously very selective with those. What made you choose, you know, bring Rayco back and bring Alicia Revolve back for this one?
So the concept behind it was like, I think for Rayco, like I've always, like, it's always like, you know what I'm saying, for every album, like I plan to have him like at least on one song,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
You guys always make music together.
This guy, man, you know what I'm saying, he's a genius behind it, like, you know what I'm saying, everything else. So it wasn't really hard for him to do that. It's a funny story because like I actually like got his verse, right? And like I got his verse, and then like we like, you know what I'm saying, put it in and stuff like that and heard it. But then when we played it back, it didn't even sound right. So what happened was, like, I called him that same day and I was like, yo, Ray, like, we have to do this again, bro. We have to cut it. He was like, oh shoot, like, my bad, like, yo, I gotta leave town for a little bit. Right. And that was the same week I had to like submit the album.
Ooh,
so
clutch.
I went to his crib and we recorded it in the car. Really, like, and then cut the verse right there, and then I went back, and then he went, and I was like, bro, we cannot make this up.
Right, this is independent art. I got plenty of stories on my side too. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do, man.
Exactly.
Recording in the car, recording in the closet.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying? But Rayco's very important because, you know, Rayco's like, for people who don't know, Rayco's the guy who taught you how to mix and master.
Definitely.
He put Icy Don on, you know, Rami. I'm naming a lot of important people, but Rayco is essential to this whole thing.
For sure.
And then Alicia Revolve, of course.
Yeah, and then Alicia we basically, like, it was a last minute thing for on that one, and like So basically, for her part as well, like, you know, we recorded it. Like, you know what I'm saying? She recorded it because she's all the way in Texas, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, she cut it, she sent it to me, but then I was like, okay, we got to change a couple of things, blah, blah, blah. So I wrote her verse as well.
Oh, yeah. Songwriting.
And one of the best, like, bro, like, it's actually fun writing from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? From like actually a female's perspective. It's like, oh, it's shit, crazy, like, right. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I wrote the whole thing for her too and stuff like that, and then told her to record it and stuff, and then
got you. Look at you, man. Songwriting credits and everything. man, shoot, 100,000 though. Now we come back to it.
Yeah.
Huge rollout. We're not finished with the rollout, obviously. You know, it's made some buzz on YouTube. People reacted to it. You know, Paulie with the ladder, Holla at Crazy, a couple people.
Yeah, crazy.
We had the performances with Frank the host. You know what I'm saying? You know, shoot. So we doing numbers, man.
Yeah.
Last question I have for you. Well, maybe not the last question, but where do you go from here? What's coming after this? Because are you first? Let me slow down. Is this the end of the story from Euphoria and Reckless, or is there a continuation?
Oh shoot, that's damn. You be asking the top question.
I mean, whenever you make a story, whether it be graphic novel, music, movie, how are you gonna end it? That's always crucial. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. And I think I don't know, man. I feel like there's so much. I have so much to tell.
Of course.
Even in the Reckless chapter alone, I have so many things to tell. So, but. I don't know, but we'll see slowly.
Because
we don't leave that for the
because you definitely left room for the rest of the story to continue. Because the last record on the album is Till the End of Time. If you play it by sequence, that just leaves it open ended to anything. You know
That's true.
Where you going from here?
Yeah,
because for people who don't know, I listened to it for concept, and it sounds to me like, correct me if I'm wrong, the artist, the young one, as he goes through the album, he starts off with Superstar as a top record. So now because after Euphoria, he got hot. And then he's like, okay, I'm a superstar. He's accepting it. Then he goes through the record and he gets to all the cons and the pros, and you get to Till the End of Time. You know what? Till the End of Time is what it's going to be. So there's so much room to expand that. And
that's very true.
You could conclude it here, or you could like explode into like some Marvel Cinematic Universe type of stuff. No, seriously, you could go anywhere from here.
That's true. And I think it was a big part because to end it there. That's why I don't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to put any like, deluxe or something like, because it's just so, that's what I was meant to do. Right. And like with the bonuses and stuff, it just ruins the whole feel of it.
Of course,
and stuff.
I get you.
But we do have a couple singles coming out.
We got a couple things coming out. That's what I love to hear. As a fan, it's hard to be on your team and as a fan at the same time. It really, no, seriously. Even as a fan of yourself, like I'm an artist as well. I don't know if people know, but the artist part of you and the fan part of you are just two different people. Because you're like, I'm impatient with my own stuff, but the artist knows that, listen, you can't rush this. It's so much to do.
It is, man.
It really is a lot to do.
It gets tiring.
This music video stuff is hard. I heard you lost weight. You know what I'm saying?
Man, trust me, man. I lost hella weight. Actually, like that's the funny part. You don't think it takes a while, but like. But then I was like talking and stuff like that, and I think it was my mom and my dad. I don't remember, but they were like, what I'm saying, we were FaceTiming and stuff, and obviously they were back home. So like when we were FaceTiming, they were like, "Damn, you lost a lot of weight," and I was like, "Oh snap!"
Wow,
you know what I'm saying? But then I realized that sometimes like people got to tell you for you to realize it
because you're inside the problem.
Exactly.
You're in the moment.
Exactly.